Heading off to Mount Cook. Now, when you search Mount Cook online, you get some recommendations about what to do when we're going there. One of those things is to make sure you stock up on the food, just like Twizel, before you head down to Mount Cook, because there's not really many shops there. There's one shop, I think it's a convenience store inside a hotel, and it's got sky-high prices. The other thing it recommends is if you're coming from Christchurch, or the Christchurch direction, stop at Farley Bakery, which is actually where we stopped off at on the way here. That was coincidental. The other thing it recommends is if you're coming from Queenstown direction, or happen to be coming through Twizel anyway, stop off at AJ Bakery to try their brownie, which I've got here. So I'm going to give it a go, see if it's any good. Very dense. Very good, actually. Hazelnut and Nutella flavoured.
Salmon roll. Oh my gosh.
Also from AJ's Bakery.
This is so good.
$12? Worth it? Cool, there you go. AJ's Bakery in Twizel. Worth the stop on the way to or way from Mount Cook.
See, Mum, I am wearing sun cream.
I think that mountain just there with the pointy bit covered in snow at the top is Mount Cook, the largest mountain in New Zealand, 3,500 metres high. We looked into how much it costs to climb it, and you're looking at something like 10,000 New Zealand dollars to be able to get to the top, which includes a helicopter and then a few days trek. So we've decided not to do that. Packed a bag and we're starting our hike.
We're looking at doing the top two today, Key Point Track and Sealy Tarns. We were hoping to do the Mueller Hut, but you have to book them and they were all fully booked, so maybe book them like a month in advance. And they are like little huts that you get to camp in, and it's really cool.
So we just followed the Key Point track towards this point, was the Key Point viewpoint. So we've got this big mountain, behind that is the glacier, which is pushing it this way, and some of the off-flow water is coming round to create this beautiful turquoise lake. And then up here in the mountains, we have Mount Saffron, and also you have some of the ice on the mountain melting and forming some little ice rivers. So this is the walk up to the Sealy Tarns. It's all really cute with these little hedges next to us. And in the background at all times, we do have this beautiful, beautiful mountain.
It's like a reward.
And lots of stairs.
So we're on the Sealy Tarns Track, and we can see the Key Point view from here. So if you want to see it, you don't have to like go out your way. You can just go on the Sealy Track and then you'll see it anyway. And then over here we've got Mount Cook, and it looks really, really cute, and I love it.
The car is down there.
I'm so happy we're here.
About halfway, people keep saying to us, for the last 20 minutes. So we have no idea how much farther it is, but there's plenty more mountain ahead of us. She's so slow.
They see me rolling.
So here we are at the top of Sealy Tarns. You can see Mount Cook in the background there. And if you'd gone on to the Mueller Hut, you would have ended up going up that way for probably another 2 or 3 hour walk. We're actually quite glad we couldn't get into the hut because this walk alone has exhausted us. You start off at an elevation of about 850 metres, you go up to 1,300 metres, which is where we are now. That's an incline of a distance increase, vertical increase of 550 metres, and there's some slopes, but a lot of it is steps. It says online there's about 2,200 steps you have to walk up. So not the easiest, most casual walk in the world, but you know, if you're reasonably fit and healthy, it's doable. But bring some water and make sure you're aware of the amount of time it takes. It took us an hour and a half, 2 hours to do. That's with a few breaks.
According to my Apple Watch, I just burnt 454 active calories, so that's really cool as well.
And that's only on the way up.
Yeah.
Where we stayed at Vicky's last night, it meant she had a fridge with milk and some ice cubes, so I actually managed to make myself a nice little protein shake, which is still cold now after the hike, and tastes amazing at the best of times, but tastes incredible right now. Oh, glad I have a protein shake, exactly what I need. Discussed going a bit further this way, but from talking to a few passers-by, it's mostly the same, which is just a bit more of this view, a bit closer to the water. We also discussed going up there, more towards the Mueller hut, but we just kind of looked at the slope and went, oh, you know what, it's nearly 5 o'clock now, and otherwise we'll be ending the trail maybe in the dark, so decided to also give that one a miss. So we're just going to head back down and start on some dinner, I think.
Our car's all the way over there, so we just thought a zip line straight to the car would be on point right now. Not bad for our first hike.
Here we are, just back by the car, cooking up some dinner. We've got some bacon, still got Mount Cook in the background, but we just found out that we can't actually park and sleep here overnight, otherwise we could get a fine up to $800, which we don't really want. Or we could pay to stay in that campsite, but I think at this point, because we're booking so late, it costs about $50, including a booking fee, or a late booking fee. So we're just going to move on from Mount Cook for today and head to another campsite. Not really sure what's happening or where we're going. So today we're going to go down the Hooker Valley Trail. It's about a 3-hour walk, mostly flat from what we hear. I think there's something like an incline of 60 metres over the entire trail. So really, nothing whatsoever, just a light walk. Come along and we'll show you what it's like on the Hooker Trail, just by Mount Cook.
This is Mueller Lake Lookout. We're on the first swing bridge.
With a load capacity, less than Bonnie Blue or Lily Phillips. It's a very windy track, all just sort of pebbles. It's a bit of a sunny day today. Nice top, mountains are constantly in the background. But yeah, you're just sort of walking along a dirt track on this road. Nice easy walk, especially I guess if you're a bit of an older person and don't want to do a big steep incline, or I guess if you're less fit as well, or if you've got kids with you. Pleasant walk.
Swing bridge number 2! Woohoo!
Stopped off for a little snack, and you've got the swing bridge in the background just there. I don't know if you can see it well, but there it is. And here's the lake, and the trail continues on behind us, just down there where you see there's people walking. So we're going to continue the hike in a minute. Very easy hike, I would say. Very flat. Nice, reasonably pretty, but like this bit here, there's actually a digger over there. You can see I think there's a digger tracks where they're doing some sort of work here. I have to say it's not the prettiest hike on like a lower ground level, but of course you have these beautiful mountains in the background, and that one there is Mount Cook. We followed this path. It looks a bit like a trail, but it's clearly not like the main trail. Up to this point here, and let me show you the views. Here's the best view.
But look at this lake.
So that's the whole lake. The swing bridge is over here. And then you've got all these rocks going straight down, just here.
Yeah, like, I just stood up onto this grass ledge, and good job I only stood at one step, because I could have just fallen down.
Oh wow, it's such a stunning viewpoint.
This will be the entrance to the track we went up, but it's currently being made. We found a sundial on our walk, and it tells us that it's 4 o'clock.
So the sun is up here right now, blinding you. So as you go down, you point it in the direction, it's pointing this way, and we've got midday, 1, 2, 3, 4 o'clock. It's 4 o'clock, we've got the sundial, which, yeah, that's kind of cool.
Swing bridge number 3! We've made it to the viewpoint.
Here we are, this is the lake, and if you see just there, you see a little bit of ice sticking out the top of it where it was a glacier. And I think it freezes over during the winter, because we're at the end of summer now. It's now basically completely defrosted, except for that tiny little bit stubbornly holding on.
And here we've got Mount Cook in the background as well. It's not that cold then, you can go and swim.
I think you should jump in, babe.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that is cold. There you go, here's the ice, and there's another bit over there. I think in a couple more months, come August time, it will be a lot colder, a lot icier. Look carefully, you can see the ice bobbing up and down in the water because it's going to be quite unstable. I think if we've been here a couple of days later, that might not have even been there. You can really see how it's wearing down. We've driven to Fox Glacier. We're at the viewpoint. The glacier itself is here, but you can't really get much closer than that without going in a helicopter, which is only a 6-minute trip from Mount Cook, or a 6-hour drive, which is what we did from Mount Cook. The helicopter trip though does cost $900 each, so we decided that's quite a bit out of our budget. Apparently they even do weddings up on the glacier itself. Some Lord of the Rings scenes, such as the lighting of the beacons, were filmed in the mountains just behind us, but again, we can't get any closer than we currently are.